All right, now we're live. Cool. I don't think there's anybody
Yeah,
watching, so
probably not.
no. We'll
That's all
just
right.
talk. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
all
you were
good.
talking about selling being easy. That's interesting. I
On
mean, the shipping part, not the selling part.
Yeah,
Because I'm in the process of streamlining right now, and I'm tonight I was going through the stuff, and I'm like, do I want it? Do I not? And then I'm like, screw it. I can get this one back. I'll put it in the pile. The stuff that I can get back
yeah.
easy, I'm taking with me tomorrow.
Honestly, Jeremy, I'm gonna tell you something. Once it's actually gone, you probably won't even want it. I had a hard time selling. I've done this twice. This time I built a really cool collection. It was all planned. It was almost all stuff I loved, right? So like I was like, I need to scale back. And I was going through some mental stuff, man. I was experiencing anxiety and everything else. And then,
What's up,
you
Fargo?
know, yeah, and so then once started it though, it gets easier. You know what I mean? And so like I started off with like 820 slabs. When it's all said and done, I'll be at I think 347. So it's a pretty big, and raw cards I'm selling probably at least maybe 200. So I mean, I'm selling a lot of stuff. And on eBay I've sold about 100. And at the show tomorrow I'm bringing about probably 270 slabs and about 100 raw. So yeah,
Yeah, you've got quite a bit more than I do. I don't envy that task, but
yeah, it's a lot. And honestly, it's like you have stuff, but when you try to sell, you realize how much stuff you have, and you're just like, damn, like you know what
yeah,
I mean? So like the process has been really eye-opening, and like the collection is just here now. So like I said, it's
I see those
lots.
48 Leafs up there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but this
That's
is
always
it
what my
though.
eye goes to as well. I
Yeah.
love those cards.
Oh
Anytime there's
yeah.
48 Leaf football on a any sort of screen, my eyes are drawn right there. So, what's up, everybody in
Yeah.
the chat? By the way, it's nice to see Jeremy. We had some people show up.
Yeah, I know. We got some people here. So yeah,
So,
everybody
Yeah.
who's in, we're just gonna wing this, like we always do.
Yeah, it's all good.
But we were just talking with the Buscat collection, Jason. He's selling quite a bit of his inventory, but he's still
Scaling back.
buying. He's just becoming laser focused, which is kind of what I need to do. Um, so yeah,
which is kind
and
of what my wife says I need to do, but I do not. Like, anytime I hear about people moving large amounts of cards, I'm like, in theory, someday I should do that, but I think I moved about 15 cards at the National, and I'm like, whoa, that is the most selling I have ever done at any one time ever. And it was
was
like,
that
for
was
me,
that
that's a
all the
tough.
one was that all the one dealer? Or was it spread
So
out?
a lot of it was to one dealer. Actually, I'd say all but two cards. I think all but two cards were to one dealer. If anybody knows James, he runs the Elite Hunters channel, which is an awesome channel.
Yeah, I know
Um,
him.
yeah, he's a cool dude. I met him last year, and he does a lot of baseball, but also a lot of boxing. And what I was selling was a good amount of boxing stuff, so he took that off my hands. Some of the football I sold some football to him as well, actually too. And then I sold a couple other football cards to another dealer along the way. But yeah, and we'll probably talk about this at some point. I'd blown so much of my national budget prior to the show that I once I got there, I spent 3/4 of the first day just going around and trying to sell so I could have some money to walk around the floor.
Yeah, man. I bought my my Rockney like 2 weeks before the national. Like, it's like, man, you're gonna pay more for this at a show anyway. I remember
Yeah,
talking to
you
you
always
about
do.
it. I was hemming and hawing about it. You know, is this too much? I'm like, ah, screw it. I'm just gonna buy it. You know,
It wasn't. No, and the thing is, right, like, because my Rockney was part of my national budget that I spent. It was a while back. I think I showed it last time, but I've got it here again because it was part of my national budget. I didn't see one in my price range that I liked the look of as well as I liked this one anyway. So you
yeah,
know what, like, and that's the thing about going to the national, right? You go, and obviously you want to have some money to walk around with, but and I know other channels have said this too. But if you find what you want at a price you like ahead of time, there's nothing wrong with pulling the trigger. There's no point in specifically waiting to go pay at the show because you may pay more. You may not find the one you want. So, at least in my opinion, if I find something I like ahead of time, I'm going to pull the trigger on it. Because actually, my national budget this year, I bought 6 cards, 3 of them at the show, 3 of them before the show. So it was split down the middle.
yeah. It all worked out, right? You're happy.
I'm happy with everything I got. That's the most important thing.
All right, so Jason, what are you're doing a big sell off, the great sell off of 2025.
Yeah, right.
What are you eyeing right now?
And we have people wondering why you're scaling back too.
Honestly, I had a lot of money wrapped up in sports cards. I had a lot. And also I had a lot of stuff. And I mean, it was awesome. And I mean, I loved it. But, some of like the grails are expensive. And so,
Yeah,
in order to try to spend 3,000 or like $4,000, if you can sell 20 smaller cards, you can buy it. You know
yep,
what I mean? So like I bought about 4 quote unquote like the grail cards. And I still want the at the present time I'm eyeing the Cassius Clay rookie.
You and I are going to arm wrestle over that one.
Yeah,
that's a
that's probably
1960.
Next
one
big
that
boxing too.
That's from
it's
like
an ex
1960, right?
60
yeah,
Hemat's
it's an
Journal. Yeah, it's a
expensive
great
Yeah,
card.
card now. Yeah, it's expensive too, but that's one. I want a 1922, I think it's an E22 caramel Ruth. That's about 7, 8 thousand. What
eBay
else?
or PayPal paying for, man.
When you get to 7, 8 thousand dollars, even 12 months interest free isn't enough time.
Yeah,
You know what I
hard
mean?
hard to hide that one. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but I know those two, and after that, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm I'm just really trying to slow down and just like really plan it out because I don't want to sell and then I try to buy stuff and then I'm like, I gotta sell this now. You know what I mean?
yep.
So like everything is like I'm sure I want it. You know what I mean? So those two for sure. And anything after that, not exactly sure yet. You know what I mean?
Oh
This
yeah,
is
But that's it though.
100%.
spot on
What's
comment in the
funny
chat
is
here about
I've got
deals too, though, about before and after the national being good times to buy online. I still think we're in that window too, by the way. I
Yeah.
saw that comment in the chat and I'm like, yeah, like this is still, if I had any money left, I'd be, going through eBay auction houses right now because people are trying to move stuff. But definitely before this year, I know Jeremy and I both got some stuff, so I think that's spot on.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, what's funny, I'm going through this little bit of a sell off, not a big one, but I have a card coming in the mail. It's not even the biggest card that I have, but once I bought it, I've kind of like not really looked at eBay for a few days. Like I haven't even checked because I've wanted this one for a while. I finally have it coming, and I'm like, I'm kind of like took my foot off the gas a little bit. I'm kind of like reevaluating what I want, what I don't want, and what I really want to go for. And the shit that I want to go for is not cheap. So
Exactly.
um, I can only hide so many, PayPal paying fours.
Hey, you know what I would do? I would do small payments and just sprinkle them. $20, $20. And my wife was like, what's going on? Like, there's all these little $17, $18, and just like sprinkle them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what I used
But
to do before I
hey,
used to
she's
go to
cool
like,
and stuff though. Huh?
I used to do that, take little mini deposits out of the ATM before Vegas trips back when I was young. That way, when I lost all my money in the casino, it didn't hurt so bad.
It's funny you say that, Jeremy. Actually, both of you guys talking about kind of shooting for grail cards and stuff, and that's kind of post-national, like you said. You get a certain amount of things, and your foot comes off the gas a bit. I'm kind of looking at my want list, and for vintage football right now, I started out this year, and it's funny, someone mentioned the 35 Chico Nagurski. That's one that I don't know when I'm going to get it, so I don't even put it on my want list anymore. It's perpetually there, but I have no idea how I'm going to afford it. I started the year with 3 cards on my vintage football. Like, I want to get 2 out of these 3 this year. It was the 35 Chico Rockney, the 50 felt back Joe Paterno, which was another pre-national purchase that I got, not in the highest grade, but it looks nice for what it is, and I was happy to get it. And then the 1888 Goodwin's Champions Harry Beecher. And that's one that I'm looking at, and I'm saying, okay, how can I get to that? Because a one now is in that, $4,000 to $5,000 range. So I don't know how I'm going to get there. I'm going to have to sell, or if it's going to be kind of next year. I buy like 2 total cards, but I want to figure out how to get it.
We can find a few more people and go in on that 10 card lot that's on REA.
It's still sitting there, isn't it?
It's like 150 grand or something.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Hey, if you try to, I believe that Bronco is now what, like 8K? I mean, he's up there, isn't he?
So way up there. I know a guy. We actually met at the show on IG. He's TX Card Man. Awesome collection. Cool guy. Yeah. I thought you might. So we met at the show, and he was talking before the national that he, his big thing was he was going to try to come in and get low grade Chico Nagurski, and he did. And he had a bunch of trade bait. He'd been saving up. He had a great strategy for it. And it was a beautiful one. He let me hold it. So that was like this as close as I'll get to owning one for a while. But for that one, and granted, it was a very nice one, I think he said 17K.
Oh, heck no.
Dude, that's what it's at. Like, I haven't seen one sell for less than I think 15 in a minute. Like, Chickles have gone up this year. That is Chickles have shot up this year, dude.
They really have.
Honestly, I mean, it's a really cool card, and he's a legend. But I mean, 17K, I can't spend that. Honestly, I mean, even Ruth, I'm at about 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're talking about Mr. Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
So I mean, 17 is a lot.
But that's those Chickles this year. Like, look at that whole set. Jeremy and I have talked about this a ton, and I don't know. I think we may have some people in the chat who do pre-war football as well. But you look at the prices on some of those. I mean, a year ago, I was picking up, what was it? Cards. Like, I think I have some over here. Yeah, like this Dutch Clark in a 3. I picked that up for like 500. November 2023. I think I saw a 2 sell for like 1,000 or something not long ago. I mean, it was a nice looking.
Really?
Still, yeah. These things are
there was a lot of Schickel high numbers that I think the auction ended Sunday, and those I was watching those, hoping to get one, and I got blown out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went
really
crazy. And high numbers are tough, but damn, $400 or $500 for a guy that nobody knows just because it's a Schickel high number.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that right now. That's not where my head's at,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do we think that is? Just curious. Anybody in the chat too? Because it seems like of all the sets, I feel like the one I've noticed, and maybe this is just you notice what you're looking at, but it feels to me like Chickles are the football set that I've seen kind of increasing the value most rapidly over the past year. And it's not like that's something I pay a ton of attention to. And I think Jeremy, you're really the one who put it on my radar. But I have noticed that set seems to be, shooting up.
And I will die on this sword. My theory is that there's so much money being pumped into pre-war baseball right now. It's like all the rage that it's trickling over into football, and that is the pre-war football set to get, right? That's what I think.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And also scarcity too. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there isn't, a lot of them, out there. You
400
check eBay.
jerseys, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So yeah.
Are you seeing these numbers in the chat? The PSA 5 on REA with 2 days left at $50K for the Bronco, $21K for a 1.5 on Fanatics last week. Like, that's bananas, and that's what I thought. My buddy was happy with his deal at 17. And I'll tell you what, that one looked a lot more like a 1.5 to me. I actually think, as crazy it is to say, I think he got a steal on that card with the eye appeal it had. I think he could probably go sell it for more tomorrow.
Hey, though, can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm also trying to sell too. I mean, because honestly, I'm just watching everything, and there's a lot of money being spent, and it isn't just on pre-war. I mean, 90s. I mean, Jordans and Kobe's, all this stuff. It's crazy. I mean, I go to these shows in Houston, and I've never seen it like this. And people are spending thousands upon thousands of dollars. And I'm not sure about you guys. My job has slowed down. No more overtime. And almost everybody that I speak to is saying same thing. Everything's expensive, and people are still spending thousands and thousands of dollars. So just me personally, I'm just like, I'm uneasy holding all these cards and all this money in cards with everything else, going on. Because it's, right? Are y'all seeing it too? Or
No,
Yes.
it does. It seems kind of upside down. Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head with the 90s stuff too. I've
dude,
noticed
it's
that some of my
nuts.
90s stuff that I have, some of my Barry Sanders atomic refractors and such, those
It's
are
crazy
going up.
now.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Randy Moss,
Yeah.
Jordan, and Kobe stuff is
Insane.
stupid.
Insane.
I bought some of this stuff, and it has skyrocketed. It's just, and like you said, $17,000, $20,000 stuff. I'm not saying 3,000 or 4,000. That's a lot. But when you get up there to like $17,000, $20,000, a regular guy, if you're like a celebrity or like whatever, somebody with a lot of money, maybe $20,000 isn't a lot. But a regular guy working a regular job, $20,000 on a card, like, you gotta plan that out. Like, that isn't just a regular show type transaction. That's I'm done for the year type transaction.
When you say it out loud, it sounds kind of stupid.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Except I think it's gonna keep going up, at least for the time being. Because I remember last year at the National, I saw it was an SGC one. It didn't look as nice as the one that my buddy got, but it was an SGC one Nagurski, and I saw it listed at $12,500. Who'd have known I should have tried to pick that up then, and and it would have been like a downtime to get it. Not that I had that kind of money on me.
So let me ask this question. Shickles are going bananas. We can all agree on that, right? 48 Leaf next. I mean, if
I
the
saw
water's
Mark's
keep rising,
comment, and you know what, Jeremy, I know you saw this. There was a Bednarik. It was what, an SGC one that sold a few weeks back. In a one, what was it? It was close to 1,100, if not
Yeah.
more. It was
No,
right
it's
in that
more than that.
$1,100 range. It was like
Really?
1,100 and
it
change,
almost
right?
went to 1,300. Yeah.
Was it that? I thought it was
Wow.
1,100 and some, but yeah, it was and I was sitting there a year ago. Now, granted, I bought it raw and I took a chance on it. I don't have it with me out here, but I bought a 48 Leaf Bednarik raw that very nicely centered. I mean, it's beat up a bit on the back, but $500. Graded it for 15 with SGC. It's authentic, minimum size not met, but I'll tell you, eye appeal wise, it looks better than that one that sold, or at the very least just as good. It's much more well centered. And I'm sitting there thinking, what's the basement for that card right now? If you try to sell one that's slabbed and, authentic with no sign of alteration or anything,
The Bednarik has been going.
$900?
Yeah, the Bednarik's been going nuts. Like
Bananas.
And it's not like,
Really?
I don't want to say it's rare because it's not. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, with football, it's kind of on par with other cards, 400 pop count, right? Not a lot, but I don't know. It's kind of like 72 tops high number football, that fake scarcity that's built into those prices. They aren't scarce at all. But I don't know. The Bednarik, the Nomalini is another one.
Yep, I was just looking this up. A Nomalini sold on Sunday, PSA 2. Does anyone want to take a guess what that sold for? I got it up right now.
$1,900.
No, it was 916. I bought a one in that about 2 years ago for $330. And yeah, John's right. The Bednarik and the Nomalini are rare because remember, those are short prints in that set. So those two are actually, if not rare, we can say tough or scarce, because I think they're both in that sub 250 pop count.
Yeah, they're scarce, not rare. I'll give you that. But I look at those two cards. Maybe those prices are justified. If they're justified, then Sammy Baugh's price is way low.
But there's more of those Baugh too, because the Baugh is not a short print. So there's a much higher.
There's not that many more. There's not that many more Baughs to me anyway, to justify that price difference.
But I do think you're onto something though, that Baugh is going to go up. Bobby Lane is going to go up. I do think those are going to follow suit, and I do think this is a good point all of you are making, that 48 Leaf is on the rise, and you can see it, I guess, first with the Bednarik and the Nomalini just shooting up. Because again, Nomalini, I mean, Bednarik at least is a little bit more famous in NFL history. Nomalini a bit less so. I know he's a great player, and for us football collectors, we know him. But $916 for a low-grade Nomalini rookie, I'm not sure I would have guessed that a couple years ago, that's what we'd be looking at for that card.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'd rather have a really nice mid-grade Sammy Baugh in the same set, but that's just me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I love that Baugh card too. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just, it's a little more common. You know better than I would the exact pop difference because you're the master at that. But yeah, you really are.
The pop is higher, but it's not like 10x higher or even 5x higher. But the price is damn near 5x lower, which is crazy to me. But hey, teach their own,
Inching that way, right? 48 Leaf, and then what about 50 Bowman, that Otto Graham rookie? I've noticed that one's not shooting up, but it's inching up.
There's only about 1,000 of those in PSA, I think.
Yeah, that's not a huge pop.
Really?
Yeah, the Otto Graham's only a pop of a little over 1,000.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I have, I think, a PSA 4 centered though. Like that was like a big deal to me. Center.
Yeah, centering and registration are the two big things with that card.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, there's just a lot of people spending a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. I mean, if you're on IG, it's like everybody's post is like minimum $2,000 card, and there's a bunch that are like 10,000, 12,000. It's just.
And I'm posting Instagrams of this.
What is it? Oh,
Like a
Fran
$40
Tarkenton?
Fran Tarkenton card.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like
he's
Mark's
awesome.
trying to hoard all the 48 Leaf Sammy Baws, which I can respect that. If you're going to hoard a card, that's a good one.
There was a question, what's my thought on Bednarik being a college card in that set? It is what it is, because that set has both college and NFL players in it. That's just how it is. 49 Leaf is just pros. Same image on the front, different back. So it's not like cards today where Leaf has the college license, but players have other pro cards. That's just my opinion.
It makes me want both that 48 Leaf, which I do obviously is his rookie card, but I also like the 50 Bowman because it's the first one where you see Bednarik in that Eagles green, and I think that's a gorgeous card too.
Yeah, actually, I picked that up like 2 weeks ago because same thing. Like I'm not going to have the 48 Leaf for a while, but I love the 50 Bowman of him. It's a nice card.
Actually, he has a lot of nice cards. I like all of his Bowman cards, the 50, the 51, the 52. I think Bednarik's cards in all those sets are fantastic. Yeah. And John, 50 Bowman is my all-time favorite set, so I'm always gonna pump that one. I love those cards, and the colors are great, just beautiful. And the Bednarik's one of the great looking cards in that set to me.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Orlando? Yeah. Welcome. Good to see you.
I got to meet Orlando at the National. I got to shake his hand. Yes, it's every bit as awesome as you think he is. Very nice meeting
him. How was it at the National? Was it really cool? I mean, it looks really cool there. Honestly, everything.
Man, I really enjoyed the National. This is the second year I've gone, and I think this year was an improvement over last year, even though I had a blast last year. The facility was just, I would say, more well-equipped to handle the show, though it's still, honestly, it seems like the show is outgrowing the space in Rosemont because the show's not actually in Chicago. It's out in the Rosemont suburb. I used to live in Chicago for 6 years. So for me, I'm coming in from the suburbs. I take the train in, so I don't have to deal with the traffic. I use the public transit to get there, which was extremely easy. So the thing with the National is you have to know that first day you go in, you're going to see the line. In this case, it was around, it was a good half-mile long line. And I got there, right as at like 9:30 or something in the morning, and the gates opened at 9:45. So it was a long line. Thursday was ridiculous. I don't know what it was, but I went Thursday and Friday. And Thursday seemed more crowded than Friday to me. It was kind of tough to get around. But really, when you go to the National, that's why you have to go for multiple days, because what I always recommend to people is that first day, get the lay of the land, see the floor, see what's there. Unless my recommendation for the first day is unless you see that card, one of those 2 or 3 cards you came for that are your goal cards, your grails, don't pull the trigger on anything because I've talked to a bunch of people who go around, they buy early and then regret blowing their budget later. Orlando's right. I should have got the early entry pass. They were sold out by the time I got around to it, but I would absolutely next year try to get on that and get one of those because that would have been an absolutely great investment. But even without that, it was a good time. But you give yourself a day to walk the floor. I walked the floor the whole first day. I didn't make my first purchase till literally I was like leaving the show on day 1. And that's because I saw a card that I couldn't pass up and it was a good deal on it. Second day I went in there, having my bearings a lot better, knew who I was looking for, knew what I was looking for, knew what dealers I needed to talk to. And at that point I was more ready to make purchases. I'd sold some stuff and was ready to go, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I got to not only meet Orlando, but I finally met Scott, who said to say hi to you, Jason, from Scotty Tradition. Some other friends from Instagram, walked the floor with a buddy of mine who owns a card shop back in my hometown in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And it was super cool walking around with him, just getting that, the perspective of a card shop owner to show is so much different than you or I, because they're looking for inventory, looking to, see where the room is on things they buy. I don't know how he has so much restraint in not buying stuff, because there was so much stuff he passed on where I'm like, how? But it's got to be at that price point where you can go back and sell it. But no, I think honestly, the national is something that, it's a great time. Be prepared for big crowds, be prepared for long lines. But to me, the cool thing about it is you get to meet people and you get to see friends from all over the country. Everybody's talking cards, showing cards, everything you want to see is going to be there. In terms of purchases, my strategy for the national is go after the rare stuff. Go after the stuff you're not going to see on eBay all the time. You're not going to see in auction houses.
Okay.
Honestly, a lot of that stuff you see all the time, you probably get cheaper elsewhere, but it's that really rare stuff that, the national is one of your few opportunities to find it. That's what I jump on there. I did see a lot of those exhibits too. I sent you a picture of that, Jeremy. I think
let me chime in on this question. The answer, no, because it's impossible. The exhibits variations, there's some I've never seen ever. They exist apparently, but I've never seen them. Mainly the color tint variations are tough. The checklist, extremely difficult. Postcard backs, very difficult. So it'd be a cool what do the young folks say, rainbow, but not gonna happen.
Using the kid lingo there.
Yeah, slay.
Let it not be said this isn't a cool room right now.
It's a cool room. We'll show a cool room. There's a cool room.
Well, it isn't as cool as it used to be.
That I can't argue that.
So Mark wants to know how vintage football was at the National.
I saw more there than I did last year. It's still the National, still the primary things you're going to see there. You're going to see a ton of vintage baseball and a ton of the modern stuff. But I did notice, beautiful displays. There's, everything you would want, even if it's stuff that's out of your price range, you will see cards there that are just gorgeous and fun to look at. And, but there was more vintage football there than I saw a year ago, more exclusively vintage football tables, more, more tables that were, a lot of baseball, but featured more football. I noticed there were more split tables. I actually, just out of curiosity, I wasn't looking to buy any because I have the ones I want other than Nagurski, but I was asking some dealers for Chickles, and this was on day 2 and day 3. And I had a couple dealers tell me, they had Chickles with them, but a lot of it had already sold. So it seems like that's consistent with what you'd expect. I saw a couple really nice 33 Gaudy Jim Thorpes that were just kind of like in that 3 range. Yeah, but they were just out of my price range to upgrade. I do have it, but I was kind of thinking about upgrading, but man, saw some nice ones, but
how much are they?
I saw 3 listed. The cheapest 3 I saw, I think, was listed at, I want to say $3,700.
Okay.
So not completely unreasonable. If I'd have saved kind of
it's high.
I probably could have gone after it, but.
Well, all right, let me ask a question. Would you rather have a 33 Jim Thorpe for, let's call it $4,000 and a 3, or the 35 Nagurski and a 1?
Jim Thorpe all day. Jim Thorpe.
That's where I would be too.
Yeah.
All day. I mean, $17K in a Jim Thorpe, you could probably get a 6 or a 7 almost.
Oh, at least, yeah. Man, probably 6. Yeah, I think you're right. Probably about a 6.
I would do Jim Thorpe. I mean, again, Bronco is a legend, but Jim Thorpe, come on. There's no comparison there.
There's really
it's
no
almost
wrong
like the Bo
answer.
Jackson.
What's that?
Well, he's like the Bo Jackson of that era. He played everything.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no question who the better athlete is. It's just I guess the thing with that Thorpe card is, even though mine's not in the best condition, I do own one. So I don't know. There's something about the unattainability of that Nagurski card that makes me think I would want to go that direction, just to say I own it and possess it, just because of its place in the hobby. It's not because other people like it or they're influencers or anything like that, but just for me as a football collector, on some level, it would make my collection feel whole to have that Nagurski in there.
See, and it's like I'm so like opposite. Like even the who is it? Harry Beecher. It's a cool card. It's the first football
Mhm.
card, but I don't know a lot about him. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like when I think 1930s, I think Jim Thorpe, Red Grange. I think maybe Dutch Clark. Those are my three. And Bronco's up there too. And if he was around like the same range of price, maybe a little bit more, okay. But again, 17K, it
There's just so
isn't.
much mystique in the card for me. I don't know. I'm caught up in it. It's the same with the
Yeah.
Beecher too, and I feel like maybe this is a function of me diving deeper into. Yeah, I someone else told me that too, Orlando, that they saw one Beecher there and it had already sold. That was TX Cardman also told me that as well. That's the only one he saw and it was gone. But yeah, but the thing is, I think I'm going as a result of maybe getting more into pre-war boxing and having to learn about some of these guys that I've started to collect. I think I'm going down that road a little bit with football now, where not only the Beecher, which is kind of like the next card on my list I want to check off, but I saw some. So I a couple of my bigger purchases at the National were some 1890 Mayo Cup Plugs boxing cards, and the same dealer who had those had some 1894 Mayo Cup Plugs football. And even though I don't know anybody in that set, I started looking at those and thought, you know what? Down the road, one of my projects might be starting to learn more about that set and the guys in it and collect them. Because I think there's a mystique for me about things that are that old. They feel just historical. They feel like something that I'd like to learn about and own, even if I don't know enough about the players. And all that to say, I'm not arguing that Nagurski is on the same level of athlete or an icon that Thorpe is, but there's something about that card where it's just, I want to add that to my collection.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's cool, but I'm not sure if it's $17,000
Well,
cool.
even if it is, I don't have $17,000 to spend. So
I
it's
mean,
really
I would have to
just
sell a
like,
lot of cards to buy that
yeah,
Bronco, and I'm just like,
I'm not willing to do that. That is where I draw the line. Yeah, I don't want to
But
sell what would
honestly,
be
Justin,
down my collection.
I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna get at a stage where you have everything you want except for the grails. And at that point, you'll have to do what I'm doing and scale back, honestly. Because if you don't have a super high paying job or like lottery ticket or, you know, crypto takes off on you or something crazy, I mean, if you want like four to $6,000 cards, there's only one other way to do it, and that's just like scale back and just, you know what I mean? I
My
mean,
only game plan for getting cards that expensive on any sort of regular basis right now is to wait a few years till my kids are out of daycare. It's like, so considering the
well,
second one's
shoot,
not
I've
even
been
here
there.
until October, I've got like 5 more years to like even think about it, because that's where a lot of that money's going.
I will
So
say this though.
I brought up the Thorpe and Nagurski comparison because I mean there's no wrong answer. I think
Yeah.
most people consider the Nagurski the grail of football. It's hard to
Yeah.
say no to that. It's just, to me at least, it's kind of cool to see how much your money can go if you go this direction instead of that direction. You know what I mean? Spend 18,000 on a Nagurski and a 1, or you spend $3,000 on a Thorpe and have 15 grand left over. It's no wrong answer. Just how do you want to allocate your funds for the hobby? I guess it's something we all do on a daily basis.
Mhm.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we all have high grade vintage of everybody we want if money wasn't a factor, but it is for most of us. Somebody had a question. Does anybody have a Shotwell Red Grange? I wish.
I think I know someone who does. Jeremy, you know Jeff Payne, right?
Yep.
Who runs the, yeah, I think I am almost
I think
sure.
Jeff has one.
I think Jeff has everything. Jeff
he does. He has
some
a
amazing
museum.
stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just crazy cool stuff.
Yeah.
See, honestly, I would rather try to get the Shotwell over Sporting Kings. It's just I had twice I could have did it on eBay and I hesitated and it sold and I haven't seen another one pop up and I regret it. And one time there was one and it was only like $300 and it's one of those, if you hesitate, someone else is trying to buy it at the same time. So
100%.
Yeah.
Mark, Bronco, I would say, is on the Mount Rushmore of vintage football.
I would say he's on the Mount Rushmore of cards. I don't think he's on the Mount Rushmore of players for me, but on the Mount Rushmore of cards
specifically.
Of cards, I mean, to me that is 100%.
Del Schaffner ahead of him.
Now all you've got to do is mention Lenny Moore, and we've had a true night with Jeremy. Lenny Moore and Del Schaffner.
So Justin, we're cutting Jeremy off. He needs to put his drink to the side, and he's not sipping on it no more.
Del Schaffner should be in the Hall of Fame. Prove me wrong.
That I agree, but
yeah, me too.
I'm not sure about the Bronco comparison, though.
No, that was a little sarcasm there.
That was the bourbon.
This guy. Is at Broncos level.
Yes.
He would be on the Mount Rushmore of his sport.
Oh, dude. All-time athletes. I mean, like he changed his sport. He changed everything. Pop culture, everything. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Jordan is legendary, man.
Cross-generational, too. Everybody knows him.
Legendary, man. Legend.
Yeah, I've got to get to the show early tomorrow to get JSA to authenticate that.
Which show are you going to tomorrow?
The Apopka show.
And there's a show in Apopka tomorrow?
Yeah, it's hit or miss with vintage, but JSA is there, and I want to get that Jordan autograph authenticated. I know it's real. I got it in person, but there's a great provenance with it too. I'll do a little video on that.
Nice.
And then apologize to my parents for what I did, but cutting class and breaking the law.
Shoot, that was worth it, man. To get a Jordan auto.
Yeah.
Dude, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm curious from Orlando, what grade are you kind of looking for in that Nagurski? I'm just curious as to what you're trying to track down. But yeah, with the Apopka show, I got to go to that one day too, because Jeremy and I only live a little bit we live like an hour from each other, I think.
Yeah, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. You're like,
although for me, it takes a lot more planning to get out of my house with, unless I just bring my 2-year-old. I'm sure he will love it.
And there's only, there are a couple vintage dealers that are there all the time. And then some shows there's like 7 or 8 of them. And then some shows there's only 3. It's a long drive for me. It's 40 minutes or so. But I take my dad and then we go to lunch after and have a beer. So it's kind of a thing that we do. All right. We got questions in here.
I'm curious, a question kind of going off of what Mark asked about the Mount Rushmore of football players. I'm curious what you guys would put on your Mount Rushmore of football cards that kind of sparked me because I've never really asked, I guess, either of you that question. I think I have a little bit better beat on Jeremy than I do Jason, but I'm curious. If we just do vintage, if we say, 1989,
1980.
we can go 80,
Huh? Say it again.
80 and before.
Can we say 81 so I can put Joe Montana on there?
You know what? Why not? Let's go. You got it. I respect that from the Niners fan.
If you're saying specifically cards, you
Just
have
card.
to put the Joe Namath for sure. You would do Bronco. Oh. I want to say Jim Brown. And okay, so I'm have only two more.
Del Schaffner.
Del Schaffner and many more.
Man,
Ooh, I like
Those-
Melissa's list.
those three for sure. Namath, Bronco, Jim Brown. Damn.
Yeah, it's 4, so you got one more.
God, that's even harder now. Specifically cards.
Yep.
Man. I'm not sure. Number 4 is like a toss-up.
That's tough. That's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
feel too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with Jason. Like those first 3 to me are kind of easy.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
That fourth one, Melissa brings up Bart Starr. Yeah, Bart Starr, John Unitas, Sammy
Yeah.
Baugh. I mean, Otto Graham.
Yeah, it goes on and on.
Yeah,
I go 57 Johnny Unitas, but with 50 Otto Graham and 76 Walter Payton as like
That one too.
extremely close right behind. But I would put the 57 Unitas on there for me.
But if we're saying cards, I mean, like the Unitas is, like a double print. So it's
It is,
kind
but
of
it's
like,
iconic.
yes, it's iconic, but it's, I don't know.
So, but that's a fair point. I'm going off. To me, that would be the iconic one. That's the one I'd put up there, and I feel like everybody would recognize it. Is it the most scarce? Certainly not. But
Yeah, you're
that's how I would
right.
do it.
You're right.
But I think again, like Bart Starr, Otto Graham, Walter Payton, those are all good. I mean, you can make an argument for any one of those. Like, what about Grange or Thorpe too from 33 Sport Kings, right? Like, you can make an argument for any of those. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think those first 3, I agree. Like, it seems like that's Namath, Nagurski, and Brown all kind of. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of unanimous in those.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm looking up something really quick here. So it's funny we talk about the Unitas being double printed, and I'm guessing people think double printed. There must be 10,000 of those out there.
Mhm.
PSA is graded about 4,500. That's not a lot.
That's not massive.
No. I guarantee if you go to baseball, there are a heck of a lot more 57 tops, Frank Robinsons.
I'm sure there is.
Brooks Robinson, I think, was a high number, so maybe not him. But yeah, it's not a lot. When we say double print and then it's only, what did I say? 4,500 copies. That's not a lot.
No.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We have
growing up in the 80s, my Rushmore, Namath, Brown, Unitas, and Payton. Yeah, it's hard to
Yes.
can't argue.
hard to poop on that. I mean, that's
I like that we
Yeah.
have somebody in the chat who seems to not have a positive reaction to the Namath card, because I like that because it took me forever to warm up to that card. I love it now, but at least for a good couple of years when I first got back in the hobby, that was a card where I said, is that really worth the price tag on it? over time, I
shoot,
kind of
it's
warmed up to it
awesome.
because I like that set. And I came to really appreciate, a bit more the place of Namath in football history. But I do think that I do still like sympathetically listen to arguments for that card as being one that people wouldn't put in that stratosphere. Even though I would at this point, I was there at one point myself.
Honestly, I have to say something. I think in terms of like the popularity and just players that we like, it isn't always like about the skills. Sometimes if you just have like that,
Yeah.
confidence and that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
name it, in no way is the greatest quarterback of all time. But dude, he was the man. Like, you know what I mean?
Larger than life when he played.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then also Jordan, same thing. Like, there's a lot of players that have that extra,
The
like, I don't
aura
even,
about him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mickey
mean,
Mantle, even, right?
He was like Mantle, yeah.
I'm not a baseball expert, but I've heard a lot of people argue Mays was a much better player, but Mantle's spot on
yes,
Bobby is unquestionably
exactly.
esteemed.
And then if you go to basketball, like, there's a lot of great players. Shoot, Tim Duncan, incredible.
Yeah.
Very boring though.
Yeah, very boring.
So
The
it's
big
like,
fundamental.
you know what I mean? So if you've got the skill plus like the popularity and just like the personality, all that stuff mixed in, it's just, you know what I mean? So like, name it. I mean, like, the card is awesome. And also, like, the backstory on it is also really cool. He was in the what you call it, hospital and
Yeah.
everything. It's
Yep.
just a
He's on a
really
crutch.
cool card. Really cool card.
Like I said,
You
I've
know?
warmed up to it. It's on my Mount Rushmore now, but it did take me a minute. But you are
Yeah.
right, absolutely, Jason, that sometimes there's just, and Orlando kind of said the same thing where he was a star in and out of football. There's guys who transcend their sport and become, part of culture. And Namath is certainly one of those. I feel like Jason, we've talked about this a couple of times. Anytime I hear you talk about that, I think of our love for boxing. And I always think of Jack Johnson as another one of
Oh,
those
dude,
guys.
he's a legend, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, shoot, Jack Johnson is so underrated. It's ridiculous. Jackie Robinson, incredible. Incredible. But dude, Jack Johnson, he did it his way and it was crazy, man. If you just look into
Yeah.
the stuff that he did, man, you want to talk about somebody who was like, I don't care and I'm gonna do what I want. He was something else, man, and just an incredible athlete too, man. So like, he had everything, and it's just underrated, big time. I think honestly, his stuff is one day, I'm not sure when, gonna go up. I think so.
All
I
it takes
think
is
there
for
should be
boxing to
a,
become popular again. All it
I don't
takes.
see that coming. Honestly, I think we need a Jack Johnson movie. I think it would be a really good movie too, because it would be entertaining in so many ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, incredible guy, incredible.
So we have a comment. The biggest joke on the Namath card is people thinking the ink mark is some butterfly variation. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I don't pay
it's a,
attention to that stuff.
it's a print defect. And honestly, I'm going to do a video on this, but 48 leaf football has a bunch of variations too, but they're nothing more than printing errors. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They ran out of ink and some of their cards came out lighter than the others, but
Mhm.
the Sammy Bar red jersey, that's a thing. People chase that card. It's popular. There's not a lot of them out there. So is it
Yeah.
dumb to call it variation? Yeah, but does it carry weight? Yeah, it does. Sometimes. Anyway, I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
A well-centered Namath and a 1.5 is pushing towards 3K.
Really, it is?
That's bonkers.
Wow, shoot. I have I think SGC 1. I mean, it is centered, but it's a 1.
I have an SGC 1.5 that looks nice. It's got staining on the back. That's why it's a 1.5. I got it for I think 1,200 about a year and a half ago. That's crazy that's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that one was trending that high.
Look, honestly, guys, I am going to tell y'all something. And this is
Well, let me get a sip
how I
first.
okay. So like when I'm chasing stuff, I'm just watching like the trends and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the baseball side. 48 leaf Jackie Robinson is now incredibly expensive. And honestly, and I know a lot of people won't like this, I don't even like it. So I got the 1949 Bowman.
Nicer
But
card.
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is when one is slowly getting at the point that it is unattainable, what do? What else is there? So now the 49 Bowman is shooting up. Same thing, Satchel Paige. And so I try to scoop up all these cards I saw. I don't want to say flying under like like the radar, but weren't really as popular. If there is a card that you want that has like the possibility of catching heat, my advice, buy it now. Because a lot of stuff that is quote unquote like the Grail stuff is shooting up, and honestly, I don't ever see it really coming back down. So if you guys are looking, at the Broncos or just whoever, 17 is maybe cheap if you try to buy it in a year. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff is getting locked up into collections, and
You just
it's
stole
gone
my
after.
point. People are buying it and they're putting it away, and it's not coming up for sale, right?
It's gone then.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that's when you it's funny, we each kind of like pressed each other with our Rockney purchases, because I remember when I was on the fence about pulling the trigger on mine, you literally said, you're like, it's not going down. It's not going down. You got to get it now. And then I think I'm going to be glad I did.
Yeah, I think
that was
when
the
it
thing I
comes
told you
to when it comes to those shickles, I think specifically the shickles, people are buying them and putting them away. That's what I think is happening. Because there's not a lot, even the common guys, there's not a lot of it out there.
Exactly.
And I think I looked up the pop on the Nagurski. It's a little over 200.
That's small.
That is very small.
That's small.
And
yeah,
I think if you looked at eBay right now, I don't think there. I looked the other day, there wasn't one for sale.
Exactly. Hey, honestly, I'll say it all the time. Everybody asks, what is rare? If there's 0 on eBay, that's rare.
Exactly. Yep.
Because as soon as one shows up, it's gone.
Yep.
Because there's like 2-3 people trying to buy it at the same time. That is rarity. So like I said, I'm not really trying. What I'm saying is if you're chasing stuff, chase the rare stuff now. You can get the Manos and all that stuff any day. If you're trying to get the Jackie Robinson rookie, you buy that now. If you're trying to get the Bronco Nagurski, you buy that now. Stuff that you see at every show and all day on eBay, I would skip it. You know what I mean? I would try to chase your grails
Yeah, and
because once
unfortunately
it's
for
gone, it's gone.
and I agree with you, 100% actually. That's chase the stuff that you don't see every day. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not. I mean, I could borrow against my 401k and pay myself back and get one, but I'm not going to do that to get a Nagurski. But what I am doing is 48 Bowman's, Leafs, and early 50s Bowman football. I mean, that stuff is, I think it's way underpriced.
Oh yeah,
I
I
do.
think so too.
There's not a lot of it out there. And, you know, like I bought this.
Beautiful.
Lane.
Yeah,
Bobby Lane.
I think it was $110 for a second year Bobby Lane and a 5.5. Like I've said, I don't know how many times that Bobby Lane gets overlooked for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
He meant a lot to the game in the 50s, meant a lot to the Lions in the 50s.
Yes, he did.
Partied a bit too much, but hell, so did Mantle, and people love him.
So did Namath and
Yeah,
half those guys at that time.
but he also
It was a
in the
different game.
autogram, and toward the end of the decade, he had Star and Unitas. So maybe that's why, I don't know. But Bobby Lane to me I'm buying his stuff up when I see it. When it looks good and the price is right. And I love 50 Bowman anyway. I'll buy 50 Bowmans all day. It's my favorite
Yeah,
set.
I agree.
Yeah, that's actually really good because there was a question in there about other guys we recommend chasing from the 50s. And I was going to say I like Bobby Lane too as one, especially right. I feel like if you look at, and I noticed this at the show at the National, but also in general as a Lions fan, contemporary, like modern football, Lions card prices have been trending upward because it's been so long since we've had anybody to collect. I got my Lions hat on in case anybody's wondering about my allegiance, but it's been so long since we have anybody to collect, right? We have Barry Sanders, we have Calvin Johnson, in terms of modern football. And then Herman Moore and Chris Spielman, there's not much there. Billy Sims, that's some sort of fringe Hall of Fame guys.
Eric Hipple, I mean,
so there. So if you figure right, Lions fans, if you start getting some guys working backwards, which I think you will if they stay in the hobby. I mean, Bobby Lane's going to be a guy that I would say, especially that 48 Leaf and that 50 Bowman are good ones of him to have. I mean, and other guys I'd say too, like Unitas, Bart Starr, Otto Graham. It seems like, regardless of the era, you can't go wrong with, all-time Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And it's like Unitas and Starr and Grant, all those guys are super cheap right now, especially outside of their rookie cards. But,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a second-year well-centered Unitas and let's say a mid-grade for $120 for a second-year Unitas or Star. That's crazy.
Very cheap. Very cheap.
Yeah.
Very cheap.
I like the Doak Walker suggestion down there too. That's another Lions grade who also has a lot of college football lore and just some really good-looking cards. His 50 Bowman is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, shoot! I love that one.
Love that.
I love that one.
I keep losing that. I keep trying at auction and I keep losing, trying to get that card. It's a pain.
I recently bought a 50 Bowman Doak Walker and a 50 Bowman Bobby Lane, both in twos, but really like well-centered, good-looking twos. Especially the Doak looked very nice. Got them for $70 for the pair off a guy on Facebook. PSA twos. You can't beat that.
I need to get on that internet Facebook app.
You can't access it on a typewriter or like a dial phone. You have to use a smartphone.
It's funny. That's
funny. I don't only do vintage. I'm going to throw another card up here of stuff I'm buying. I know we're talking about 50s, and we'll get back to that, but late 90s, early 2000s, Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome, and Finest.
Yes.
Look at these things, man.
Yeah. I love 90s stuff
Yeah.
and early 2000s as well. That's nostalgia for me. That's really what I was big into collecting.
Yep. I agree.
But yeah, back to the 50s, you know, Doak Walker's a good one. Y.A. Tittle, I think.
Yeah. Also, Joe
that
Perry.
guy held all the records when he retired. And
yeah. Shoot, Joe Perry,
Marion
Steve
Motley.
Van Buren, Steve Van Buren, Sid Luckman.
Sid Luckman, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of great players then.
I like the Joe Perry and Marion Motley stuff because, that's a nice, I love that Van Buren Leaf card. That's a nice card.
Yeah.
But I like that suggestion of Marion Motley and Joe Perry, guys that were kind of the early African-American pioneers in football, right? Because I don't think those guys get nearly the love they should, especially Marion Motley. I will thump that card all day. The 50 Bowman Marion Motley is one of the most
awesome,
criminally underrated cards in the
51 Bowman M. Tunnell is another one.
Tunnell, yeah. 50 Bowman, Y.A. Tittle too, just because that 50 Bowman card of his is so beautiful. Like he has other great cards too, but that 50 Bowman is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, I bought mine and it's a PSA 7. I paid $300, and recently I checked, and I want to say that they're going for like $2,000.
What card was that?
It's the Y.A. Tittle rookie card, PSA 7.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff is all slowly going up, man. It's all going up.
Yeah, the mid high grade stuff it's creeping. It's creeping.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean those are some options. If we get into like the mid to late 50s, you got like Sonny Jurgensen. Guys like that.
Lenny Moore.
Yeah.
Lenny. How can I forget Lenny Moore? Night Train Lane. You know, players like that.
Yeah. Lance Allworth, Lynn Dawson, all those guys.
A centered 63 clear Allworth or Dawson is what you want.
Expensive.
Through the grade. If you find them centered.
Yeah.
I like the 52. I'm glad I like that John mentioned the 52 Bowman large set. That's another awesome set. My two favorite cards.
You mentioned trying to find a centered 52 Bowman large Tunnell for you. Yeah, I can't find one either. It's impossible. Yeah.
I love the Ollie Matson and the Gifford from that set. Those are probably my two favorites from that set. I love those.
Have you ever noticed Ollie Matson's cards from like 55 on? He's got this weird ass expression on his face.
Yes.
It's like it's like a YouTuber thumbnail. That's what he looks like.
I saw John Mangini actually talk about that on his channel. That's the face you have to make to get clicks. So I guess we made it on the video, so maybe we'll get some clicks now.
I will. That's never happening here. No, I don't even put my face on the thumbnail. I want people to watch.
That's fair enough. That's especially when it's this whole group. Not putting us up there is a very good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, Johnny U has some weird looking faces too.
Yeah, his 60 tops.
Yeah, that 60 one's weird.
Yeah. I like his what is it? I think 61 Fleer.
Yeah, it's all the Colts cards are gorgeous in that set.
Yeah, I like that set. Like he's all like, you know what I mean? Kind of.
Dude, he's ready to throw down in that card. Yeah,
exactly.
But I love 60 through 63 Fleer. I love those sets.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
94 Finest Refractor Football.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Those, especially if you can get a decent deal on like a a Barry Sanders or a Jerry Rice,
Jerry
or
Rice, yeah,
Joe
Marino.
Montana, because that was the first year of refractors in football, and that set is
Yeah.
I've
I
got
like the 95s better, but
I do too. But I do too. But those I think are still pretty affordable. The 94s are seeing a more of a bump in value. But I love those 95 refractors. That's one of my favorite football sets of all time, actually.
yeah. Let's see what else we have. 94 finest. John has a 52 large Tennell and a 7. Holy shnikes.
Wow.
That's John, that's a heck of a deal right there.
Yeah. Larges are also really cool. I love those larges. Small ones are cool, but the larges are like,
Yeah, what's
I
funny
mean,
is
awesome.
I did a comparison of the two sets a while ago in a video. The pops are very similar between their normal and the large.
Really, I
Yeah.
thought, I thought that the large was like the
So did I.
shorter print or
No,
whatever it is.
no, I thought
Really?
so too. That's why when I did the analysis, I was like, wow, they aren't really that scarce compared to the
Really?
small. But
Huh.
they're nicer. I mean, they're a bigger card and they've
Yeah.
got kind of a mystique to them, you know. And some of the
Yeah,
cards
I
are
agree.
impossible to find centered, like the Tennell we were just talking about. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Card, the Jim Lansford, the last card in that set that goes for stupid money, just because it's the last card in the set.
Interesting.
I don't get into
Yeah.
that whole business.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, the large has the short prints because they had use the same sheets, so some cards were short printed. Yep, tough to get centered.
Looks like we've got a question about favorite sets from the 50s and 60s, which I would love to jump on that. I think 50 Bowman for me all day from the 50s. That's my favorite set of all time. 60s, for me, it's 66 Philadelphia. I really love, I love defensive player cards. I played linebacker in high school and college, so Dick Butkus is a big figure in pro football for me. So the Butkus being in the 66 Philly set, that Sayers card is so iconic with that Heisman pose. And actually the Bob Hayes card is a big one for me because my dad ran track, and of course Bob Hayes was an Olympic sprinter as well. So growing up, Bob Hayes was like the pinnacle of wide receivers for my dad. He would always compare every receiver. He's like, he's not as fast as Bob Hayes. He's not as fast as Bob Hayes. So I heard that name so much growing up that card to me is kind of special to own. So for me in the 60s, it's 66 Philly, but especially in the 50s, there's 4 or 5 sets you could choose, and it's like you can't go wrong. The 50s just has so much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to hate 53 Bowman, but trying to
Really?
find
I like that one.
Some of the cards are really tough to find. Like the 53 Bowman Frank Gifford is a pain. The Tennell was a pain. It took me a long time to find those. So I like it because it's not an easy set to go chase. I kind of like that about it. All right, you're up, Jason.
In the 60s, I like the 1963 Flair, 1962 Tops, 1950s. I would have to do the 52 large, and then probably 1957s. Yeah, probably do those.
Yeah, kind of hard to.
Me personally, hard to choose though. Like there's a lot of awesome.
The 50s, I think, doesn't have an ugly set, does it? I don't think it does. Maybe
Nah,
50.
I don't
I'm not
think
a
so.
big fan of 54 Bowman, looks wise. To be honest, I know the Bland is in there. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the look of that set.
I mean, that's probably down the list for me too. All
Yeah.
decades. For me, I'm going to pick two from each decade. I'm going to go 51 Bowman. 50 is easy. So I'll go 51. And then I'm going to do 55 Tops All-American for
Great
my second.
choice. A few
Yeah.
people in the chat took that too.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
a great choice.
And then
Awesome set.
I think in the 60s, man, the 60s are tough. 63 Tops, I'm actually going to say. Again, because it's a pain in the ass set. Because of the full bleed borders. They're tough. Kind of like 62 Tops.
62.
You got some great defensive rookies in that 63 set. Deacon Jones, Ray
man.
Nitschke, Bob Lilly,
Loaded.
Jim Marshall.
Yeah.
Yep, it's loaded. And then I think I'm going to go – I'm going to go 65, the tall boys, just because –
Yeah.
Good choice.
You know what? We didn't even think about the 65 tall boys.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I like that set.
I've been picking up – it's funny. I'm trying to scale back. And here I picked up a Nick Bonacani 65 Tops just because I thought it was cool looking. And it was
Those
cheap.
cards are cool looking. I agree.
Yeah.
I love the
Bonacani,
Yeah.
growing up, it was him and Len Dawson that did Inside the NFL. So I kind of grew up with Bonacani and Dawson, and Bonacani was a Dolphin. So, but I've been picking up 65 Tops here and there because sometimes the auctions go for cheap. Like people just aren't buying them. That might always be the case. I don't know, but if they're neat and they're cheap and I've got room for them, of course I say that. And then tomorrow I'm going to my plans to offload that kind of crap. So see, it's
your plan is to offload it, but then I expect to see a video next week. Here are my pickups at the Apopka show. 3 1965 Tops tall boys.
You got to have a plan, Jeremy.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta
I
have a
know it
plan.
won't be a Nagurski because that won't be at that show.
Yeah.
Schickles, maybe. I doubt it. But there's a couple dealers that have football that I'll definitely check out. I do need to have a plan. I don't have a plan yet. Other than I've got my knockoff, what do they call them? Zion cases. I got an Amazon version of that.
You're gonna be like one of the kids at the shows that carry around the Zion cases with
Dude, it's this big.
$130,000 worth of cards in there.
I hate that I have to take it. I hate that I have to take it. You have no idea.
That's funny.
I feel like such an ass carrying that around.
Hey man,
you're gonna put it on the displays too?
It.
Are you gonna put it on the displays so the people who are trying to buy stuff can't even see the cards?
Exactly.
I get so annoyed with that. And then like the seller, doesn't really say anything, and I'm standing there and I'm like, I'm trying to buy some of your stuff and I can't even see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I have a small one and I just kind of
a little baby case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Some other people have huge ones. Huge cases. Huge.
Crazy. Backpacks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All that stuff. That's funny.
62 Tops, 69 Tops is a good call.
62 Top would have been my second one from the 60s. I love great card in that set that I feel like sometimes doesn't get the love it deserves is the Ernie Davis rookie. I love the 62 Tops Ernie Davis rookie in that set.
Yeah, I like 62.
And 69's got, the full bleed backgrounds and not very heavy with rookies. I think Zonka's the only really big name rookie in that set.
Piccolo.
What's that?
Brian Piccolo rookie's in there. Not
Piccolo's in
a
there,
great
yeah.
player, but significant, because
But
of
the
the Brian
United
stuff.
Star and Namath are super popular cards. Look at that, an hour and 20 minutes.
Whew.
Yeah.
And we've had people stick with us this long, which is
I
incredible.
know.
Well, maybe they're
How many
bot.
people are in the chat? 3 or
More
4?
than I would have guessed.
And we're at 14.
How many people? Really?
Yeah.
14. Wow.
Bart missed out.
I know. He could have got some more subscribers.
There you
Well, he
We'll have to
needs to
tell him
redo
that.
his thumbnails so he has that face.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh,
All right, any
gosh.
closing thoughts? I mean, all right, since you're on the big screen right now, Jason, you got a show tomorrow. You're setting up. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm
You don't look ready.
hoping, man, I'm tired. Honestly, I'm hoping it goes smooth. I'm hoping I sell pretty much everything. And then after it's all done, like I said, I'll probably try to get a Ruth and the Ali rookie. And
How much does a table cost at a show nowadays? Like,
the show that I'm going at, I bought exactly 2 tables, and each table was, I think, 175. So I mean, it isn't cheap, but
wow.
you got to do what you got to do. I mean,
Yeah,
shoot,
like-
eBay charges 17, 18%. So
They do.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it
you're
is
getting it.
what it
You're
is.
getting screwed either way. So
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see how it goes.
is it a one day show? Just one day?
It's actually Saturday and Sunday, but if I'm really being honest, I'm hoping I sell everything Saturday so I don't have to go Sunday. And I'll tell the people beside me, if you want the tables, you can have them.
You should
Honestly.
get one of those blue like siren lights and just like they did that at
Clearance
Kmart
sale.
back in the
Be
day,
like,
right?
half prices, half prices.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey,
Good
I mean,
luck, man.
at the who knows what I'll do.
Well, good luck to you, man. I hope you sell it all tomorrow. And which
Yes, appreciate it, man.
and you said it was you're getting the 22 Ruth, right?
Yeah, it's I believe the 1922, it's the E21 or E22 caramel montage Ruth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's an
Is that-
expensive card.
It's Babe Ruth, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Justin,
it's
what about
expensive.
you?
My only final thought is nobody tell my wife where to find this on YouTube because I don't want her to hear about how much you guys are selling of your cards and how much prices are going up right now, or else I'm going to start getting questions about, wait a minute, we need this house project or that house project. How much can you sell those things for
He's
now?
gonna be like, Justin, these gentlemen are such good influences. Where did you find such nice guys?
That's exactly it. She's going to tell me to be more like you guys and sell my cards off. So as
Justin's
long
gonna
as we
have
all
to
agree not
buy-
to direct her to this, I'm in good shape. But no, man, just thanks, Jeremy, for having me back on. This is always a lot of fun. And yeah, just a great time to talk with you guys. And thanks to everybody in the chat for actually hanging out with us.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
we got one more question, I guess. Does anybody knows a whole lot of high grade vintage cards and newly graded? Yes. Yeah, I have. Conspiracy theorists can say, yeah, they've probably been cleaned, trimmed, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. There's always something to worry about. It seems like, I guess it's just trust your gut on that kind of stuff. But yeah, simple answer to that question. Yes, I've noticed that. Yep.
Same.
So yeah, I'm thinking about doing this monthly, at least me doing a live stream monthly. Just
I'm down.
yeah. I think
I'm
monthly is a
probably
good place
down
to
until
start.
I'm probably down till the end of October, and I don't know we have our second child on the way end of October. After that, I don't know what my bandwidth's going to be for the few months after that. But until then, I'm good. Yeah, that's what my guess as well. That nobody
Well,
will probably see me.
congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Zero sleep after that.
That's the way it was with the first one. So that's what I'm
He's
saying.
gonna be on the show with bags under his eyes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, those days are over. I guess
Yeah,
fortunately.
same thing
So,
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully monthly we'll do this. Again, no fancy thumbnail.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, just
And everybody in the chat, if you have any topics you want us to talk about, send them my way. We're pretty we wing this every time we do it. We don't have a script. You've probably figured that out. But
Yeah, I was going to say I think that shows.
But yeah, I think we're almost an hour and a half in. So on a Friday night, you know, there was a time I used to like be getting ready to go out at this time of day.
I'm going to bed.
And now it's like, I'm going to bed.
yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of bad, huh?
nah, I had my fun.
I'm good
man.
with it.
I had my fun. All right, cool. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. It was a good time as usual. An hour and a half went by fast. Really fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jason,
all right,
good
guys.
luck to
I
you tomorrow.
appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.
I
This was
appreciate it,
blast.
guys. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Catch you soon.
Yep. All right, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, have a good night.
Bye.
Yep.